With over 33 years in the mobile bartending and service industry, he is the guy who brings the party and the joy wherever he goes.
She's a seasoned event planner and producer with more than 20 years of experience in sports, corporate, nonprofit, and private events, and she's here to keep things running smoothly.
Together, we are hot mics, cold drinks, and untold disasters of the wild, hilarious, and unforgettable moments in the world of events. This is the EventTalk Podcast with Dave and Rachel. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the EventTalk Podcast, hot mics, cold drinks, and untold disasters. We're actually part 2 of the Johnson family. Yes, it is Eddie Johnson, Suns alumni legend, who's going to be joining us today, but more importantly, his amazing wife, Joy Johnson, who has a joyous event company. Obviously, we're talking about events with the EventTalk Podcast. So the highlight today is definitely her, but I do have quite a few questions today for Eddie, kind of getting his perspective on events and kind of what he sees, and to maybe help us even as planners or people in the industry. But thank you guys so much again for joining. We're so excited to have you. Again.
Thanks for having us.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Perfect. Thank you. Okay, so like I mentioned, yes, we have Eddie Johnson. Amazing career history. We were just talking offline about how much he talks now on the radio, on TV, color. I'm like, I don't know how you do this, but you do such an amazing job at it, just like Joy does as the event planner in the family. None of your kids have taken on any of these careers, which I think is so fascinating. You have an amazing daughter who's a beautiful talent singer, and then Justin he kills it out there in the community, doing everything he can. We're on actually a board together, Helping Hands for Single Moms. Nice. So you guys not only did your careers phenomenal throughout your years, but produced 2 beautiful children. So yay, thanks for joining.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, so when I kind of mentioned this in the past podcast, we have, especially I'm not married, but the parents or the adults who are married in this room, which is pretty much everybody else, you have this voluntold that you kind of do, whether it's chores around the house or cleaning dishes or going and picking something up at the grocery store. Joy, have you ever voluntold Eddie to do something to help you in planning an event? Meaning like, yeah, you're volunteering, but I'm actually really telling you to do this. Otherwise, we're going to have conversation post.
You know what? I would say rarely. He's so helpful. He really is, especially when it comes to lifting boxes and putting them on the packing, my vehicle to take to an event. When I have these boxes of swag bags and things, I include the whole family. There have been times when the kids come over or they're all in town and they see that I have 100 swag bags to fill, and I put everybody to work. So I will say I voluntold in that aspect. If you want to eat dinner, you got to help me pack these 100 swag bags. But for the most part, he's very helpful. He always asks, is there anything that I can do to help you? And a lot of times I will say no unless it requires some heavy lifting. But if I were to volunteer, tell him, he would be Johnny on the spot. So I will say that. And I am grateful to him I have the worst packer of boxes and things. My girls are really good. My staff are really good at that. But he is very, very good at packing my vehicle and making sure that I can get to the golf course with everything that I need in order to make it go. So
nice. Eddie, do you have any voluntold duties that you just do not like doing? You'll do them, but you're not your favorite thing to do.
Probably packing the bags. That's why she doesn't ask me to do those anymore.
The goodie bags and the gift bags and everything.
Bag. Yes. The swag bags. Yes. Other than that, I'll do anything else. Like, look, it's we have storage, so most of her stuff is in storage, so I have to go over there, and a lot of times when you go over there, because the storage unit is not that big, so if you got to get to something, you got to pull half of everything out to go get something. That's always a little bit laborious, so I made up my mind sooner or later I got to get over there and maybe transfer hers to the big storage unit that we have, and then I can move the other stuff into the unit that she has so she can have more room in there. But no, I enjoy the fact that she has events. She knows it. If she has an event, that's good because it keeps her going. Like when we first got married, I think, it's an adjustment all the time for anybody that marries an athlete, is because they are on different schedules. And what I mean by that is I have to get up in the morning and I got to go, to practice early or maybe get, rehab or something like that. And so I'm pretty much gone half the day. So if I'm up for a 10 o'clock practice, I'm probably up at 8 o'clock and I got to, eat and then go to practice. And practice is 2.5 hours, 3 hours. I come home, around 12:30 or 1. I'm tired. Like I'm tired. And, and this is before, say, we had kids. She's just waking up. Like, and not waking up that late, but I mean,
At noon?
she woke up. No, not that late. No, she's an early bird. But
Well, have I ever been to bed so
no. No, she's what I mean. Waking up meaning like physically and mentally ready to get out, right?
Start
so
the day.
She's ready. She's ready to start her day. Get out. And so I'm coming home and I'm tired. That mixture wasn't good a lot of the times, right? And so that's when we were young. And then, as we got older, we had kids, then it kind of evened itself out because why? She had to get up with the kids. And so now, she's a little bit worn out. So when I come home, she's a little bit worn out as well. And so now you have to kind of maybe share in the kids, right? So now it just becomes equal. And that's when I thought the balance really started to work well, right? So it was just good that she got that understanding of what I went through, and now she understands it. And so now when I talked to her in her event planning company as the kids were getting older, it just kept that rhythm going for her. And so yeah, I have to help because I'm the one that encouraged her to do it. So I'm not going to just say, oh, I don't want to do it or I'm not going to do it, because, I'm the one that really pushed her and encouraged her as she pushed me when I was shooting bricks and couldn't make a bucket and she's screaming at me from the stands and getting on me and all of that. So it's a balance. And that's why I think it's worked out very well.
Very nice.
You admitted that you used to shoot bricks? Wow.
I know.
No one's ever seen that. Yeah, no one's ever seen
Every now and then I would, yes.
Mm-hmm. I know. What was your nickname? I'm so bad at this. I've known you forever. But the jump shooter shot was your shot because it's a jump shot. Isn't that your online thing?
Well, Tom Leander
Okay.
says the man that put the J in jump shot.
There you go.
He's
The Johnson
corny.
J.
He's
Hey.
corny.
That's cute. Don't get on Tom Leander. He's not here to defend himself. I love Tom. That's
Right?
cute.
I do
And
too.
then K Ray calls him sharpshooter.
There
EJ,
you go.
they call him sharpshooter. Which
There you go.
when he was hot, he could put the ball in the basket. I tell you. But when he was not, woo,
The bricks came
He'd
out.
hear it from the
the
stand, is what
bricks.
you're saying?
He was
The bricks.
yeah. But he was
How
hot
funny.
more than he was not. So
Oh, well, funny. Well, what are your favorite? This is going to Eddie first, and then I'm going to switch it over to Joy because I'm curious too on as an event planner. But what across the board? It doesn't have to be Joy's events. What are your favorite events to attend, Eddie?
Alcohol
I would say
related.
it's a combination. It's a combination. I mean, obviously, golf events are going to be number one for me.
Huge golfer. Yes, you are.
Because I love to play golf, but also love the events that have really, I think, tremendous guest speakers. Because your normal events is just going to be the event, the meet and greet, and then they start it out, and then obviously going to have the dinner, and then they get right to asking for the money. and so so those kind of events is just like cookie cutter. I just know what to expect. But when I know it's going to be somebody there that's really polarizing and really interesting, that you're going to have an opportunity to hear, speak, then those are the ones I like. And that's why I love the way, Joy designed the Helping Hands for Single Moms events into where, we have a lot of fun. It's with the roast over the last number of years. There's something to take the monotony out of the normal event. And we know why we're having it. We know we're trying to raise money. But the road to get to asking for the money, sometimes, in my estimation, has to be a little deceptive and you kind of, smooth your way into it. And I think Joy has done a tremendous job of doing that. And I think that's, to me, my favorite events.
Joy, do you have a favorite one that you attend? And this could be, I mean, I look at events as, it's even the Olympics. It's going to a birthday party. There's huge scales of events. Concerts are events. What, as a planner, everyone's like, oh, you're going to plan the best birthday party for yourself. And I'm like, no, I'm definitely not. So there are certain things that like I myself look forward to, and then certain things that I just don't. Do you have anything like that?
Oh, I love weddings.
Okay.
And not so much planning the wedding, although they're wonderful to plan. Obviously, just seeing two people come together and pledge themselves to each other on that day. But I would say that probably my favorite events are, I love fashion shows. As a former model, I love to, because I love fashion. So anything surrounding a fashion show. Fundraiser, it doesn't have to be a fundraiser, but a fashion show is always fun to me. See what's latest in fashion. Being behind the scenes of those can be pretty crazy as a model and as a producer of them, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I love fashion shows, especially when you have noted designers that come to town and you get to meet and greet those designers and you have on something that they're wearing, and then obviously to see the models on stage. So I would say that probably would be my favorite event to attend.
Nice.
And if you can obviously throw in a nice dinner and lunch, it's always fun. So
For sure. Dave, do you have an event you enjoy attending or look forward to attending?
Concerts for me,
Yeah.
I have a feeling behind the scene, that whole idea of putting a concert together, right? We just went to Kenny Chesney at the Sphere. And I can imagine what it was like trying to put the video, right? And you were saying, Joy, if that video in the Sphere doesn't work, that whole thing is gone, right? Because that's the whole point of the Sphere. And it was amazing. So concerts seem to me the best. I don't get out as much as these guys anymore. After 33 years in the biz, I tend to sit at home with 2 dogs on my lap. But the concert seems, I just want to know what goes on behind the scenes, because it's very timed. Concerts, right? Somebody's yelling at somebody back there. How about you?
Good or bad?
I hear the Sphere is amazing. Do you agree?
Oh, yeah, it's crazy. So you want to sit 20 rows or on the bottom row, 20 rows or sooner, because it goes straight up. And it's sort of weird. Yeah. What's interesting is you don't watch the concert. My wife was yelling, going, I went through this whole thing. I barely watched Kenny. I kept staring at the screen the whole time.
Oh, wow.
And you definitely want to go and see a concert there. It's crazy.
Yeah.
We
got to make our way there, Eddie. We got to make our way there.
Yeah, we got to get there. Yeah. That's one of my.
I think.
We go to Vegas soon, so yeah.
Let's
Summer League.
to a concert. Yeah.
And if you stay, we stayed at the Palazzo. You can walk a hallway all the way there. You don't even have to go outside. So it was nice.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah.
Thanks for the tip.
Event tips.
Right. And drinks are free in Vegas, right? And you guys can come back, winning $1 million too.
There you go. I think attending events, ever since, actually I was with the Suns, the NBA, being behind the scenes, I think anytime I go to an event, I look for the behind the scenes. So I don't go to a basketball game and watch the entertainment on the court, the dancers, the talent, whatever it is. I watch who's in the wings about to come out, or what they're doing, pulling out the pyrotechnics, or what everything around the event. That's what I'm observing, because I'll go to any event. I love attending events because I feel like I learn something from everyone. Joy, that's why I love, helping you out, is just there's always something to learn. And if something goes wrong, seeing how the best way is to fix it. So in case it happens to your events or anything like that. But I tend to love just watching everything but the main event, if that makes sense.
We should have came Did you came Tuesday as we were setting up?
Right. So anyways, okay, kind of an interesting one, and I might get in trouble for this one, but Eddie, do you ever have feedback from Joy's events that you give her post the event that is positive or negative critiques? And Joy, what are your thoughts on getting that post the events, especially right after an event?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I will, but quite honest, I don't really. They're so small. Sometimes I just don't even say anything. But if things come across or I say something, of course I'll tell her during the event. I won't say it like after. Like I'll go up to her and say, "Hey, such and this, or whatever." I think one event the speaker wasn't working up there, but she wouldn't have known it.
Yeah.
Like, and so, but yeah, even though I might think she does know it, I'm not going to take that chance. I'm just going to get up out of my seat and go back and tell her. Like, yeah, because I know if I'm hearing it or I'm seeing it, it's somebody else too. And they're going to hold it and eat it until it's over.
Right.
Yeah.
So why not go ahead and fix it? So now that I can take that thought out of that particular person's mind, and then they'll feel uncomfortable going up to her saying something. Well, but some people say, "Well, I'm glad you fixed this because this was doing that." They just can't eat their words. You know how those certain people are that show up at events.
Yeah.
Like I said, they're not coming to have fun per se. They're coming to look and see what they can find wrong.
Right.
And so it's just a normal human function for a lot of people, and so you have to be ready for that. So yeah, I'm like the police. I'm like always looking and watching to make sure that something everything is going right, so I can just alert her that something's up, so she doesn't get
Yeah.
that person that comes up to her at the end and says something to
Yeah.
her. And then I'm going to hear about it, all night. So I want to go to sleep when I get home.
Right. On the car ride home, you get the
Right.
whole thing.
But I think it is something to be said, like another pair of eyes that Joy, trusts, and you guys have built that relationship amongst each other with events. That's pretty cool. Very unique. Joy, are you always happy to hear the critiques, or are you just kind of sometimes like, oh my God, stop? I know this is happening.
No, I want to hear the critiques. Absolutely. I mean, he is, especially for his event, Helping Hands for Single Moms. As soon as it's over, I want to know. So, honey, what do you think? How did it go? What could we have done better in this regarding this? I know one time we had something was going on with the Wi-Fi. Honey, do you remember our registration? The lines were really long and it was hard to get people in quickly. So, and we had some of our VIPs in line. So he came in. He's like, "Honey, what's going on with this? With the Wi-Fi?" And I was in the ballroom. I wasn't in the foyer where registration was taking place.
Mhm.
And so, we had to get the tech team on board to see if they could fix it quickly and pull those VIPs out so that they didn't feel like they weren't VIPs. So, no, I appreciate his critiques, and he's very good at balancing when he comes to me, afterwards to say, "No, honey, I think it went really well, but this, that, or the other, we probably should do, this, that, or the other next year."
Mhm.
So especially when it came time, the very first roast, mentioning the roast that he talked about was of him back in
Yes.
2000
Ooh.
and yes. What year was that?
I don't even know.
2019, right before the
19.
pandemic. Yeah, so that was a really fun one to plan because obviously got to pull in some of our very dear friends and his former teammates to roast him.
Wait, Kevin Johnson there. Wasn't it Kevin
Yeah,
on stage?
KJ wrote. Yeah, Gary Page roasted him.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Mike Woodson. Yeah.
Oh God, I'll never forget the sneeze one of Mike. Oh my God. Anyways.
Oh yeah, LaSalle. LaSalle. Yeah.
Was it LaSalle? Oh my God, that was
He
hilarious.
sneezed? Hold on, I wasn't there.
Who can tell him Eddie, or probably Eddie? It had something
Eddie.
to do. It had to do with a squirt bottle and a sneeze.
Yeah, well, Mike Woodson, a very good friend, very good friend of ours. He and his wife Terry, and then another good friend of ours was Sal Thompson. We all pretty much grew up as young people together. On the Kansas City Kings, and Joy wasn't in Kansas. She was in Kansas City.
I was still in
sneakily.
school. He robbed the cradle. He didn't tell you that
But-
part.
but in Sacramento as well. But we were all good friends. And anyway, but LaSalle Thompson, LaSalle Thompson, Mike Woodson, former NBA players. Mike Woodson, former NBA coach, current NBA coach, that is. LaSalle was working for him when he was the head coach of the New York Knicks. And Woody is very, he doesn't like anything
Germophobic.
around him.
Germophobic, that's the word, yeah.
He's a germophobic, and LaSalle knew it. And Woody was actually talking to all the coaches, and LaSalle walked past him and act like he sneezed. And he had a squirt bottle.
Oh.
Squirted him on the back of the head when he sneezed, and Woody just ran out of the room. Screaming.
He went
That's a good
crazy.
story. It took a shower in the bathroom,
Oh
huh?
my God.
Yeah.
That's a good
Great.
story.
That was a memorable story for sure. For sure.
That's funny.
Oh man. Anyways, okay. Going back on. What is actually one of Joy's events, since Eddie, you have attended a lot, has truly, and not necessarily Joy related, because I know she does this every day, but has wowed you. Basically, you've gone to her event and you're like, wow, that was actually really cool, or very unexpected, or production wise unique, visual, something like that. And then Joy, if you remember it, is there anything we should know behind the scenes with that kind of wow factor? Any that stands out to you?
I can't remember the wedding, but it was a wedding. It was one of your biggest weddings, honey. I can't even remember who it was or whatever. But it's her weddings are the ones that get me, because I know how special that is for the bride and groom. And if she's given the budget to be able to do it, that's the unfortunate part, right? Is that you have to work with the budget. Like, I would just love her one day to somebody give her just a crazy budget, and she'll probably save them money.
Cool off in style. We'll talk about that later.
2027.
Yeah, she'll save them money, but just to be able to just go do what you would really love to do, like. Those are the ones that I really like, because I know how special weddings are for people. So
you're probably thinking about the Oliver wedding at the Phoenix Art Museum, where they rented the whole museum.
Yes. Just being creative and stuff like that is.
So what was the wow moment in that? Just everything.
Oh, did you do it outside in the courtyard?
To me, the wow moment is watching the look on people's faces when they come in.
Right.
Aww.
Because now I know that they're wowed by what she did, the presentation.
You know that, Rachel. Anytime you're a guest, don't you like to be in the room when you open the ballroom doors and people walk in and they're like, oh, that's a good feeling, isn't it?
It is. Yeah. A lot of hard work showing off.
I said, my daughter, we just got married in March, and her husband are big book readers. So the table, to get your table seat, they had a bookcase with books with everybody's name on them.
Oh,
and
cute.
It was so creative that you had that wow look, like you were just saying.
Right.
Like everyone walked up, like, where do I sit? And they go up to the bookcase, and it had flowers, and everybody's name was on the seal of the book, on the binder. Yeah.
Did you take a picture of that?
It's on the internet. Yeah, it's all over the place. Yeah, people are going crazy.
You need to send me that. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Exceptional idea.
But that's what I mean, Eddie. It's those little things that Joy does.
The details.
Right. That people go, wow.
And I would say my roast, we've had multiple roasts after, but I think the stage, how she really set the stage up and really all of that, I think that's, and what's on the tables. I mean, you look for that stuff. In the past, I would never do that.
Right.
Like, I just show up, sit down. But now I find myself, just looking because I know she did it. And so I want to see how people react to it. Yeah.
Well, with technology now, is there anything, Joy, that you see coming that hasn't been done before?
Creates a wow.
With, with maybe like the sphere, or putting something on the ceiling or walls, or and we just did Cool Off in Style, and they took linens and made a waterfall.
With projectors.
With a projector coming out of the corner. It was unbelievable.
I can't even picture that. Wow.
I'll show you. I'll send you the pictures.
Okay, she knows it.
I'll send you the pictures. I took some.
So, like anything like that come to mind?
Gosh, not that creative. Wow. No, unfortunately not.
I remember there was a wedding you did where she was a ballerina and he was a musician.
He was an opera singer. Yeah.
Opera singer. I felt like I helped with that wedding, and just overall, I think that was a higher budgeted event. But I think overall, it was just a very wow experience, like very memorable for the guests. Obviously, the couple was absolutely stunning, gorgeous. It was a little warm that day, I remember, but everybody had. October 1st. Yep, everybody had a great time.
It was warm in October.
Yes, it was October 1st. It's Phoenix.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you,
The Phoenician.
Obviously, we have some lovely, lovely venues here in Phoenix, but the Phoenician is one of my favorites. And it was at the Phoenician, and they always do things, I think, exceptionally well. Don't you think, Rachel?
Yeah. Well, and you had a huge band there. I just remember there were we had
the band was
GoPros
amazing.
on the ground. Like, just everything with that event was a true, elegant, beautiful wow factor for the couple. So I kind of agree with you, Eddie. Like, it comes in the small things. Yeah. And I think, when you're a planner and you're listening to the story of the bookcase, or, the little things that stand out, I think, Joy, you had some special things tied to ballet and opera within that event, within the wedding.
Oh, yeah.
That's the wow factor I always feel like with events, which might not be wow to everybody, but all the guests that know what the event is about, or the couple or anything like that, that's what creates that wow factor.
When they steal the table setting, you did a great job, right?
Oh, my God, please don't. Yeah.
Oh, man.
They always steal it.
Okay. So kind of going into maybe something along the lines of both of you, do you like seeing each other in action in the environments that you feel like your partner excels in? So Eddie, seeing Joy produce this amazing event, and then Joy, seeing Eddie courtside at games, doing everything. Like, do you kind of, like, what are your kind of actions and, thoughts behind seeing your partner excel in the business that they've chosen and love to do?
No, of course. I'm very proud, when I see her accomplish something. Again, I'm the one that really got her into, this space, just pushing her into it, because I knew she needed something. Mm-hmm. Like, I knew she needed something. And it gave us balance, and I think that's what and somebody told me this. It wasn't like I invented it. I just, from mentors and talking to people that were married young and all of that, they would always give you different advice on certain things, right? And one of the first pieces of advice I got was like, you got to make sure that, she's not content. And she's never been content. But just let her find herself too. Because she got a degree in college. She went to school. Like, and so what is she going to find, right? And so that was part of my mindset and thinking, was to try to get her to that space. And so now when I see what she's done, like we were talking the other day, and I asked her how many events has she done. And, we're talking about the transition, away from her company eventually here in the near future. If she can do it, soon, she probably would. But whatever it is, right, just build it up to the point where people appreciate it and people would want to come and purchase your company instead of, you walking away from it.
Right.
And so it's those types of things that I'm just, when I watch her and I continually encourage her to do, because all the hard work is in it now. No one walks away from their house after they paid it off. They got money in the walls. Right. They're gonna go take some money out. So hey, it's that kind of mindset. Yeah.
I think if and when Joy retires, the Eddie Johnson and Friends should be a roast of Joy.
Oh,
Future,
yeah.
That would be fun.
She will not be able to handle that. No.
Yes, I could. Yeah. But what could they say about
her friends it wouldn't be a roast. That's the point. It would be like just saying good, nice things. It's not going to be a roast. Please. No.
That's too funny.
I love it. Joy, what about you, seeing Eddie, not only, during his playing time, but, the choice of careers he's chosen after. And, he isn't a guy that just sits around. Like, he's always on the road. He's always, talking to somebody, trying to, like you just said, Eddie, strive for what's next, never is content. Wrote a book, works with kids, all this kind of stuff. What do you kind of have, behind that and see?
Yes, I think they call it the hardest working man in show business, although this is just show business. No, I'm very, very, very proud of him and the accomplishments that obviously he has made since he hung up his gym shoes. And I'm impressed, by his knowledge of the game and how he's able to convey it so eloquently. I sit there and watch Phoenix Suns games and hear he and K Ray go back and forth, and him analyzing the game, the things that he says, his knowledge of the game is always, impressive to me. And then I have people texting me all the time. Oh my God, he's so knowledgeable. He's so funny. He should be a coach. And I'm like, I roll my eyes and I'm like, oh, I tease him because he really is, I think, probably more popular in this space now than he was when he played. I mean, we can't walk through the arena without people, yelling out his name, and kids yelling out his name. And they don't know him from his playing days. They know him from watching and listening to him on TV or on Sirius XM. So, no, I'm very proud of him and impressed by him. He works hard. He studies the game. He knows the game. And he's able to convey it in a way that people who don't really know the game, they become more educated. And then he's not written just one book, but he just wrote another. He has, another book that he's just written, a thriller he just
released.
Did
just see this. That's right.
Yes,
I didn't.
Yes.
I was
you
not
have a book
expecting
over there.
that. Of course,
you can
he
hold
should.
it up, Eddie.
I know. Promo.
Yeah, he woke up from a dream one night.
We'll see if we can put a little picture of it. We'll put a picture of it on the screen.
Yeah.
You can pull it. You can pull a nice picture up.
There you go.
Off of Amazon. It's selling on Amazon right now.
There you go.
Yeah,
Joy, are you going to ever write a book? I think you should write a book about events.
He always tells me that I should write a book. I've got plenty of little stories that I surely could, speak about. You too, Rachel. We have all the backstory.
We should do a coffee book. We should walk around and ask every planner, everyone in the industry to give us one story and write a book on it. Just make a book out of it.
That is a great idea. What's our favorite things about event planning, and what are our least favorite things about event planning?
Give us a story.
Our untold disaster.
Right. Yes. We should call the untold disasters.
Oh my God.
Mine would definitely be table seating. Oh, assignments.
We all have a story about an event.
Right. Yes, very proud of my hubby, his accomplishments. My question to him these days are, okay, when are you going to retire? Right. Are you ever going to retire? But he'll tell you, well, I've worked since I was 14, and I don't know if I could sit down or not do this or that. And I love talking about basketball. This is easy. So, but yes, very proud of him.
Yeah, us people, which Eddie is, will never retire. We can't. You can't, right? I mean, we need to be. I need to be. My wife cracks up. She's not like me whatsoever. She's complete opposite, right? She could have 3 friends. I need 40 every time I go out, right? I need everybody around. We need to get together. And I see Eddie the same way. Yeah, you'll just have to follow.
Yeah.
But then
I just think, what I'm trying to do now is just condense, still enjoy what I do. Like I sit here and 3 hours a day I do my radio show from home. So, I don't have to get in the car and drive to do my radio show. And how many people get an opportunity to sit and talk about something that they can talk about in their sleep for 3 hours a day? So it's hard for me to leave this, but the Sun situation, one of these days I will, because the traveling is what gets you.
Is that it? Yeah.
And so it's just the amount of traveling you have to do and all of that. I think. My days are coming to an end in that regard. I don't know when, but I would probably surmise, I don't think 3 years from now I'll be doing it, and maybe 2. So
you're holding them to that, Joy, right?
Well, we got one more.
I never heard her put a timetable on it. So
no, it's going to happen. No, it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I will abruptly just walk away. It's not like I got to plan it, but I don't. 2 years from now, I don't believe that I'll be doing it. No.
There we go.
Oh, good.
Well, and then when you both retire, you guys love to travel. I know you've traveled a lot.
Yes,
where is the retirement destination location? TBD?
Mexico.
Okay. There you go. Have you guys been there?
Oh God, yes.
Oh, okay. Just that's your go-to then, your relaxation place.
Absolutely. Yes. Going there for our anniversary. We leave here July 2nd going there. So.
Oh, that's right. After the last event.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
I love it. Oh, well, guys, thank you guys so much for joining us today. I appreciate your knowledge, who you guys are as individuals. Obviously, like I said, I know you outside of the event work world and have for years. If I ever have a wedding, I'm not saying Eddie would officiate, but
when you have your
and Joy, I won't make you plan it. Don't worry. But definitely appreciate you guys, personally, professionally, obviously look up to both of you tremendously. Dave, do you have anything to
just thank you for doing this. Yeah. And Joy's nice to meet you face to face.
Face to face, Dave.
Right?
Yes.
Your wife's amazing, and you already know that, but nice to meet you too, Eddie.
Thank you. My pleasure. And best of luck in your podcast.
Thank you. I know it's new for both of us, so I'm sure you guys can pass on knowledge, especially you, Eddie.
It's a great space.
No, Eddie can.
No, it's a great space, and it's very informative, and that's why podcasts are doing well right now because people gravitate to that because they want to learn. And so to be able to have guests and like you all have and just to have this element of it because I actually haven't seen it in regards to many podcasts talking about event planning, but that's great because of the storytelling that comes with it and the amount of people that really want to get involved with it. So it's great.
Yeah, and we talked to a DJ who has stories, right? He's probably got crazy stories. Everybody that's in this industry has stories of events. Right? Even from the janitor who's cleaning up at the end of the night and he finds things he probably can't even talk about on a podcast.
Depends on the space, that's for sure.
But it was nice meeting you guys.
Yes, but thank you guys. Thank you online for joining us today. Officially, the EventTalk Podcast, end of, I don't even know what episode this is, but we're excited. 4, 5, something like that. But we're so excited you could join us. Yes, you can tell I'm not an expert in this, but what is it? The likes, the shares, the comments, all of that.
That's where you become an expert.
I know. I am definitely not there
yet. It has nothing to do with anything else. Trust me. There's some podcasts out there. They get all kind of subscriptions and likes, and I'm trying to figure out why.
Right?
So it doesn't matter.
So true. But thank you. Join us next week. We have some great speakers in the works. Maybe a former mascot, maybe a current concert planner.
The curator from the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame.
All to come.
So,
yes. But thank you guys so much for joining. And
You're welcome. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for tuning into the EventTalk Podcast, hot mics, cold drinks, and untold disasters, where every event has a story. A big thank you to our guests for their laughs, stories, and lessons. If you loved this episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share with your fellow event pros. Until next time.